What's up, everybody? It is YouTube Live, Everything Phoenix here. I am your host, Kelly Cook. Thank you for joining our show today. We are live and we are going to get into everything that is Phoenix, Arizona, our wonderful city of Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to talk about rental rates. Are they going up, down? Are they holding steady? We're going to talk about mortgage rates and what that's doing to the housing market. That's interesting, right? We're seeing a little bit of a change happening in the housing market heading towards the end of the year of 2023. Guys, happy early Thanksgiving. It's almost here. So we're going to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. And we have some seasonal information about what we're doing here. I'm going to share with you on the show today, which is kind of cool coming up. But also, too, some development, and in the sports business world, where does Phoenix stack up on that? And is it more than just entertainment? I think it is. The CEO of the Arizona Coyotes of the NHL team thinks it is as well. And he's willing to step up a little bit and encourage other business owners to step up to hopefully create Phoenix to be known as kind of the mecca of the sports business world. That'd be cool because I'm a sports guy. So I would love to see that. And when you can marry sports and business, I think that's a beautiful marriage in most cases. So we're going to jump right in, guys, and talk about the housing market. I know it's Thanksgiving weekend now. Everyone thinks, well, it's Thanksgiving weekend, so it's going to be slow. Thanksgiving Day is going to be slow, absolutely. But guys, I'm telling you right now, in Phoenix, Thanksgiving weekend, Black Friday, and the weekend of Thanksgiving is actually usually pretty darn good. We typically are pretty busy. There are a lot of people visiting in our town here from out of state, enjoying the beautiful weather, the highs of the mid 70s to maybe low 80s throughout the weekend, getting out of the cold weather from wherever they came from. And, after Thanksgiving Day, they might still be here for the weekend and they are looking for something more to do. So, one of those leisure activities that people love to do is look at real estate, whether it's online, whether it's in person. We're going to make ourselves available and our properties available for people to actually want to go see. So, you know what? Let's just go right to that for right now. I'm going to skip right to it and show you kind of what we're doing for this weekend. And maybe you might be interested if you're actually going to be in town or not. You don't have to be in town to take advantage of this, but let's jump right in and let me show you my screen. Here it is. That right there, guys, is a Black Friday coupon. It can be yours. It is available for anybody who might want to take advantage of buying one of our properties on the market currently for sale. So this property right here is a client of ours. We're selling their house for them, and we are including a coupon for $75,000 off this property right here in the wonderful suburb of Scottsdale, Arizona. So, as an example, because every other major store does a huge promotion for Black Friday, it seems like on almost whatever it is they are selling, why would we not do the same thing as someone who is trying to help sell our client's property for the most amount of money? Now, this number that's off is available just for the weekend, and it's already been agreed upon by our seller to take that off the price to incentivize somebody who might be willing to write a contract on a piece of property, a nice property, this weekend. It expires Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend at midnight. So if someone wants to get a nice chunk of change off a property that they've been looking for, and you're looking for a Scottsdale, Arizona property, this might be one that you could consider. And because you know exactly what the seller is willing to take off for you if you're going to act this weekend. After this weekend, it goes away. So hopefully you get a little information off of that. It's just a little tidbit, something we do different than other realtors out here that are our peers and also our competition out here. And so we're just trying to do our best to think outside of the box creatively creatively for our clients to help their house get sold. So this probably just came on the market and we're offering this weekend only. So let me know if you have any thoughts. Put it in the chat, comment here, DM me, wherever you know where to find me, guys. Phone call 480-660-5974. Now, let's go over to the Cromford Index. We're going to move quickly here. This week, here we are, guys. Last week, we were just above 110. Remember, 90 to 110 is a balanced market. Remember, this is the Cromford Report. The Cromford Report is the leading housing economist for the Phoenix area, and it's always data over drama. That's what we're all about. We're not a soap opera. You're going to get meat and potatoes. We're going to hit you right between the eyes here on Everything Phoenix. So this is not the place to be if you want to have some drama. We're going to give you data so you can then make the informed decision on where you want to go next with your housing needs. Now, the Cromford Report will give you just that. The Cromford Market Index is a balanced market between 90 and 110. We're at 109, guys, and we were above 110 for a long time here recently. So we're at 109.4 across the entire Phoenix metro area, and you can see supply is going up a little bit. Actually, demand is lower than where it needs to be or should be to have more of that balanced market or better market for a seller. But it's been a seller's market for quite some time. So if you haven't sold by now, you probably, I don't know, you might want to wait a little bit. But here's the thing, it depends on where your property is. I can tell you right now in the luxury home market, it's doing really well. If you're in a market that's really interest rate dependent, that is different. And you're seeing more of that balanced approach with that right now. Okay. But again, we're talking interest rates and it being interest rate dependent. What has that been doing here recently? Let's go to our board here, our graph right here that shows that currently the 30-year fixed is at 7.37%. And it's gone up just a hundredth of a percentage point here in the last 24 hours or so. So not much at all. And you can see it's actually going down overall because we were recently at around 8%, guys. And what we know is that if rates start to come down, there is pent up demand. And if you don't believe me, what is that magical interest rate? What's the magical interest rate that when people are surveyed, they say, if it was X, I would then get off the fence and move. I would maybe downsize, sell my house. I would maybe upside, sell my house because right now, Kelly, I have a 3.5 or 4% interest rate. I'm not willing to move or make a move, if I'm going to lose that rate to go to a 8% or a 7% rate. So what's that magical number? What would it be for you? I'm curious. What would it be for you to make you want to move from your current situation, assuming you have an interest rate currently at 4% or lower, like about 80% of homeowners across America currently do? Well, there was a little bit of a tally here, survey taken, right? And here we go. Survey says that 5.5%, okay, just over five, is the magical number. Here you go. 71% of prospective home buyers who plan to purchase their next home with a mortgage said they would not accept a rate above 5.5%. That is the magic mortgage rate, according to John Burns Research and Consulting. 71%, guys, that is huge. So the topic of this article at CNBC is mortgage rate tipping point. Homeowners say roughly 5%, roughly, we know it's 5.5, is the magic number to move. Okay. So without going into all the details in this, you kind of get the gist of this article. And it's interesting because when would rates potentially get to 5.5? Now, I would submit to you today that because Phoenix is a market where, we're a little bit more, we have a little more demand than most places because of all the influx of people looking to move to Phoenix due to the weather, due to the local economy, and all the jobs that are moving here and companies that are moving here. I would submit to you that we're going to be a little higher for that magic number. I would submit to you that probably if you did a survey for Phoenix, that same 71% would say 6 to maybe 6.25%. Now we're going to be about a half point to 3/4 of a point higher than where most people would say, I'm jumping in. Because there's just more pent-up demand in Phoenix, I would argue, than most cities across America for those reasons we just described. That being said, I think that if we get there, that could be pretty cool. Now, for one segment. Now, the other segment is it won't be cool for people who are sitting around right now waiting to buy. Guys, if you are sitting around waiting to buy, what's going to happen if rates come down, especially that 6.25, 6.5, 6% range? You're going to see people jumping off the sidelines. And when that happens, you're going to see multiple offers. Why? Because we still don't have enough demand. We're still lacking in housing starts tremendously right now. And so there's just not the supply out there that if this pent-up demand comes off the fence and it comes off the fence rather quickly, that we're going to have multiple offers across many different properties on the market, which means what? Bidding wars. It means the properties prices at least will go up based upon the bidding wars. So I would not wait for that to happen and be reactive. I would be proactive. And I think the 71% right now, although if that's the magic number, I would be proactive to try to jump in before it gets to that number and based on whatever city you're located in. So that's my advice to you today. And if you wait till it gets to that magic number, people are going to be hopping off the fence quickly and it could become a frustrating event for you to try to buy a house like it was for most people in 2021, where most cities across the entire country had multiple offers on almost everything that was being sold. Rates were at 3%, and there wasn't that much supply, yet there was all kinds of demand. And we know what happened in that post COVID market. So we don't want, I'm not saying it's going to get back to that. That was crazy. But we do know you're going to see some resemblance of that if for some reason rates drop and drop quickly. Now, hopefully the Fed won't do that. Hopefully the Fed will step this down slowly if that's the path they're going to take at some point here. And then hopefully that demand can kind of enter the market in small waves. But that's my piece of advice here today, heading into Thanksgiving weekend for anyone out there who's looking to potentially buy a house. Okay. Now, I think because of that advice, I think it's you're seeing this article be very accurate. Mortgage demand climbs to the highest level in 5 weeks after interest rates move lower. Now, obviously, rates are going to spur this that you see right here. It's been coming down from about 8%. But this is just written last week, and this is very true. You're seeing demand of mortgage applications be increased, and refinance applications too. Right here, applications to refinance a home increased 2% for the week and were 7% higher than the same week 1 year ago. Okay, applications for a mortgage to purchase a home increased 3% from the previous week and were 12% lower than the same week ago. That's interesting, 12% lower, but they did increase 3% over the past week because rates just went down a half point. That's it. So if it's a 3% increase, okay, 3% increase for a rate dropping a half point, what would that be if rates dropped a point and a half or 2 points? That's the interesting part here. Oh, sorry, Richard. Thank you for commenting here. There we go. There's the article here by CNBC that mortgage rates demand climbs to the highest level in 5 years. And here's the applications to refinance up 2% for the week, and applications for a mortgage purchase increase 3%. So here's the article. It's actually 2.8% across the board here. Okay, and it talks about how it's just that. So this should come as no surprise for anyone that it's so incredibly interest rate dependent because the affordability is all about the monthly payment, not necessarily as much about the home price. No, it's a factor, but not the most important thing for the vast majority of home buyers. It is the monthly payment. All right. So now we know where Phoenix stands here. That's a national article. We know where Phoenix stands. And right now, because it's trending in that direction for a home buyer, it makes that much more sense to potentially jump in if you're a home buyer at this point in time. Again, Warren Buffett said the famous quote, right? He said, "Be fearful when others are greedy. Be greedy when others are fearful." Well, right now, you saw the stat, 71%, right? The majority is fearful. So now is the time to be quote unquote greedy, according to Warren Buffett, and his track record speaks for itself. Okay. Now let's go over here and look at some more Cromford report. Here's a quick commentary from yesterday. The Cromford Market Index for all areas that we just saw the visual of has fallen from 113 to 109 in just the past 7 days and is now within the balance zone of 90 to 110. It is currently in a downward trend with supply rising and demand falling. Seasonal patterns make it likely that this downtrend will flatten out over the next 6 weeks, but we will have to wait and see if this materializes. Interesting, right? I think we will know what the result on that is going to be. You're going to see December, guys. Let's be clear. December, there's no magical date. But if someone comes to me and says, "Kelly, I want to sell my house. I'm ready to go. Christmas decorations or not, it doesn't matter. I want to sell my house. Do you think I should do it now or wait until January after the holidays?" My advice is always the same because I'm doing this 18 years and I know how this works from a seasonal market standpoint in Phoenix. And that is my date is around December 12th. It's not a exact science date whatsoever. It's just my feeling based upon what I see every single year for the last 18 years. And if you're ready to put the home on the market anytime before December 12th, I'm all for it. And I think we do it. Why? Because you have a lack of supply during that time. Yet you do have buyers. You have about 4,500 homes that will sell in the month of December every single year in Maricopa County. And so that's a lot of people. Now, granted, it's not 8,000 or in a really good market, 10 to 12,000 a month, but it's really still a lot of properties that are going to sell. And these people that are buying in December or late November are motivated. So you're typically going to get something that is solid and concrete if your house is in the market with less competition. Once you hit December 12th, the 2 weeks or so before Christmas, yes, it slows down tremendously. No question about it. Do we still get showing requests on properties 3 days before Christmas? We do. It happens every year. So people are always out there looking, but it does slow down tremendously. Now, let's talk really quick about the week after Christmas. In Phoenix, it is a very good week, and we'll talk about more about this as we get closer to that date. But that week after Christmas is typically a really good week, similar to the week of Thanksgiving, weekend, I should say, of Thanksgiving. You have people who are down here visiting. Christmas is over. They're kind of done with the family. And even the people who are not here visiting, they're in Minnesota and they had Christmas. Christmas is over. They're done with the family thing. It's the 26th of December now, and they want to hop online and look at whatever it is they're interested in. And a lot of people are interested in Phoenix real estate, especially upcoming for the season when it's gorgeous here between January and March, especially. And it's really not so gorgeous the majority of the rest of the country. So interesting and interesting to keep in mind. Now, if I share my screen and go back to here, guys, let me show you here a few more things. Let's talk about, well, here's all the data. If you want to geek out, here's all the data on everything, right? So we're not going to go through all this because it's a lot of data, but you have about 18,000 homes on the market. Supply is increasing, okay? And you're looking at listings under contract. Here you go, 6,200 as of today for the month. That's what is expected to happen. You see 2 years ago, this 12,000, right? Under contract. That's basically the sales, right? That's pretty crazy because that's a really, really good year, 2021. It was going nuts. Days on market on average are 55 days for properties that are selling, 81 days for properties that are not selling. That makes sense. And come down here, you look at the average price on a monthly sales basis is 581, average price annual 551, and the median on the annual 427. Median price 427. Okay. So that's kind of interesting. Now the contract ratio is 38, and you see the supply market index at 109. All right. Now if I come over here, let's talk foreclosures. Everybody wants to know about foreclosures. Oh my goodness, the market's going bad. What shall we do? Look, guys, look. This is '09. Okay. This is '09. This is when we really had a crisis, a legit crisis. We're not in a crisis right now, not even by a stretch of the imagination when it comes to Phoenix housing. Look at this by comparison. Now, if I take '09 off, watch what happens. Okay. The purple line is 2023. So we're above 21 and 22 because they were phenomenal once in a couple decade markets, maybe once in a lifetime. I don't know. But they were really good markets post COVID, right? And now you have a typical, really low still foreclosure situation, about 1,000 or so pending every single month. All right. And then you look at, no one would complain about 2019 or 2018. No one would really complain, buyers or sellers. It was a pretty favorable market both years, no matter what you were looking to probably do. And look at 2,400 foreclosures, 2,200 foreclosures at monthly basis. So we're down 1,000. We're so low, guys. It's not even funny. Now, so look over at the rental rates. Okay. The rental rates, average monthly lease price per square foot. You can see it kind of holding steady. Now, obviously, it's gone up, it's gone down, but the red line shows that trend line, and it's really holding steady. You're at $1.34 currently as of October a foot for rental rates. And you can see how undervalued we were on the rental side back in 2015, 2016, right? This was needed to get up to about right here when right before COVID started, about $1.02 on average a foot. But then obviously after COVID, the rental market exploded, the same as the housing market, and rental rates finally took off to where for a major metropolitan area like Phoenix, they probably should have been years ago. Honestly, they were just really undervalued. Why? I think it's because in the Great Recession, Phoenix was hit so incredibly hard. It just took a while for it to just naturally kind of come back to where it should be. But you're looking at $1.34 right now, still pretty darn healthy, staying steady, very similar to the housing market overall. Okay, so we'll see. We'll keep an eye on this because this obviously plays a huge role when it comes to money flowing into Phoenix from investors as well. Okay, here we go. Let's talk some development. Could Phoenix be the next center of the sports world? I would love this. This is interesting, guys. We don't talk about sports and business colliding very often, but the Phoenix Business Journal does. That's why one of the reasons I love this subscription, because it's very important. Sports are not just entertainment anymore. It definitely is entertainment first and foremost, but the business behind it is incredibly profitable, incredibly impactful for the local city that it's happening in. Okay. There's the Coyotes CEO, Xavier Gutierrez. And you see right now that Phoenix is home to the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, and WNBA franchises, along with a PGA Tour tournament, two NASCAR races each year, and a New Year's Six college football bowl game, a slew of college sports and Cactus League spring training, right? Half the MLB comes down for spring training, plus the occasional mega event like the NCAA Final Four or Super Bowl, which generated an estimated $1.3 billion in economic impact for Phoenix just this February alone. Look out, right? Beyond that, you have the Arizona Rattlers arena football team and the Phoenix Rising Football Club, which just won a championship in the USL, a secondary pro soccer league, right? Pretty cool. Xavier Gutierrez goes, "Oh, Abby, what's going on? More sports, more people. I can see this being good and bad. Great for realtors." Yes, I guess that's one of the reasons I'm partial to it as well, Abby. You're right. Because not only do I love sports, I also love people. And of course, if there's more business and I'm in that segment, that industry, I'm all for it, right? So bring it on. Let's go. One of the ways Gutierrez thinks this can happen is that the Valley can entice. Here you go. Here you go. Institutional capital management firms to open offices here, which could lead to more investments in Phoenix businesses, especially in the sports realm. And I think, guys, this is going to happen. I really think this is going to happen. We're at this inflection point in which sports is not only being recognized for the importance that it is as an entertainment platform, as a community asset, but as an institutional investment asset class. Now, he has his not degree, his his experience in private equity. Gutierrez does, right? I think he had Clear Lake Capital. Here you go, group, which is what he was a partner in, who made a large investment into the English Premier League soccer club Chelsea Football Club. Right? People heard about Chelsea. It's like Real Madrid, Chelsea, Real. What's the other one? Oh, I can't think right now. Manchester United and Man U, right? Those big ones out there that are super profitable in Europe. And he has one specific target in mind: Canadian pensions funds. Okay. This is the second largest Canadian snowbird market in America next to South Florida. And what I've lamented is how do we not leverage the fact that there are Canadian pension fund investment professionals that come and stay for months on end and to then convince those pension funds to open offices here? That just makes sense, right, guys? I'm with you, Gutierrez. Let's do it. But I think this is awesome. I think this would be great for Phoenix, and hopefully that happens here shortly. So, speaking of business, one more thing here about that sports and business. Arizona sports betting gets a double-digit bump from year earlier as football season begins, guys. DraftKings has a beautiful sports book right on the grounds of the TPC Scottsdale that host the greatest show on grass, the Waste Management Phoenix Open. So that's going to be a complete circus show in February. That will be, I mean, you probably had to reserve a table for some time during that tournament if you want to eat lunch there. I mean, a year in advance, probably. I can only imagine, but that's brand new. Really cool. Okay. Latest report from the Arizona Department of Gaming, which details sports betting figures from the month of September, show that the betting activity increased dramatically from August to September, which coincided with the beginning of the college and pro football season. For the month of September, a total of 610 million was wagered in Arizona alone. That's up 70%. 610 million, guys. The economic impact for the economy is crazy. All right. So just wanted to bring that up because that's pretty crazy. It's a 13,000 square foot facility at the TPC Scottsdale, right? DraftKings. Now, I want to say this, that if you want to gamble, please do it responsibly. I need to make that disclaimer. Okay. Next, that's something not as cool, and on something kind of cool at the end here, but several factors going into the West Valley, guys. Really quick, the West Valley. Here we go. A map of Phoenix. So here's Phoenix outlined in red, the actual city of boundaries of Phoenix. Everything else outside of that is a suburb. All right. But Phoenix is very large. But you also have this 303 loop right here. Hope you can see my cursor right here that connects the I-10, which is a major interstate that runs out to California, with the I-17, which heads north up to Flagstaff, Arizona, and then on from there. Okay. But the 303 loop connects this right here. And this is a major player now when it comes to distribution centers with a lot of hubs, a lot of jobs as well. You have the TSMC, the Taiwan Manufacturer Semiconductor Plant, going in right in this area here. Okay, huge plant, huge investment in microchips, and then you have all these suppliers now that are renting distribution warehouse space and whatnot all along the 303 because there is open land for days up here, especially and down here by Surprise, connecting over to Littoral Park and down to I-10. So what they're saying is right now, distribution centers like this, like Five Below here, is popping up and renting the space all over the place. And look at these recognizable companies: Puma, Funko, Five Below, Amazon, Microsoft, PepsiCo, Williams Sonoma, and countless others have picked the West Valley for major expansions. Hello, more jobs, more companies coming to Phoenix, especially this in the West Valley. And a lot of them are there to support the TSMC plant in North Phoenix. Okay. 303 had less than 40,000 square feet of space in 2000, now has 30 million square feet after initially taking off in 2015. So pretty darn cool. Okay. And of course, the West Valley has a large labor pool, which is also helping the growth of the West Valley and these companies coming there. Now, also, too, speaking of which, West Valley, here you go again. Partstown, which has a major plant in the Chicago area, is now opening a plant in the West Valley, another distribution for high-tech parts in the West Valley Industrial Park off the 303 and Camelback Road. Pretty darn cool. Here's a picture of that. I mean, just thousands and thousands of parts, right? They're distributing every single day. And here we go. Let's transition from manufacturing to coffee, right? Because why not? A couple coffee articles, because coffee is huge in Phoenix, and Sprouts extends a partnership with Press Coffee. Guys, Press Coffee is awesome. If you have a chance to go to Press Coffee, you should do it. I thoroughly enjoy it. But I enjoy coffee from anywhere, let's be honest, okay? But they are in Sprouts now. So now you have the Starbucks, like, in Safeway, the Starbucks in Fry's. Now you're going to have Press Coffee in Sprouts. Just makes sense. Why would they not be in there, right? So that's pretty cool. There's a picture of what that looks like. So that kind of article kind of speaks for itself. And then you have another coffee company called Badass Coffee Company from Hawaii, which signed 8 franchise deals to Phoenix. So here they come. Some Hawaii flavor coffee is coming down to the valley. So we're just growing like crazy, trying to open up 10 more of those stores here in the future. But look out for this coffee of Hawaii coming to a store near you soon. And one more time to show you this lovely Black Friday coupon. We have multiple properties that have Black Friday specials coming up this weekend. It starts today and goes through Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend. So make sure you check out any of our Black Friday specials. Abby, Press Coffee and Sprouts, one-stop shop. There you go. Organic food and some, I guess organic or not, coffee at Press. But Press is awesome. They just go together. I agree with that, Abby. They just go together. Guys, thank you so much. As always, our new time, our new day is going to be Mondays now. Why? Because we're trying to get the news out to you, the development news and the housing market news, things of that nature, at the start of your week, so you're prepared for the rest of the week and you know what happened over the previous weekend. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Lunchtime, Everything Phoenix, every Monday. Be here, be square. And guys, from our family and yours, please have a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving. And I won't finish this without saying our standard line, which is go ahead and keep it classy, Phoenix. Until next time, we'll see you next Monday.